BagFuel, baby.
Be a while before the trees actually bear fruit. So shit, you motherfuckers, you want what Jay-Z say? Motherfuckers gonna emulate the result, not the process, man.
Yeah. Ooh, that's how we starting. Listen. Eso, how we want to start this? Cause I got it.
Go ahead.
My man Eso in the cut, man, always chilling. It's Heineken sitting with us today. You know, a guy that really had Philly rocking and still does in a different way. The way you and your partner Dutch, like even towards New York, the Dipset, so many dudes speak about y'all with a different level of reverence, you know? And I know when we finish this interview, it's already tough for us to get cheesesteaks in your town. But after this, it's gonna be tough to go to the Wawa.
Yeah, real shit.
Because that's what all we missing in New York. Otherwise, we on the
And
turnpike.
that's what's crazy, because New Jersey got a Jersey all the way up Jersey. I'm surprised they didn't get to New York yet.
So
it ain't get to New York.
we got Spade-O.
Spade-O.
Yeah, how you feeling, man?
I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be here. I'm
Thank you
happy. You know, this game's no country for old men, so I'm glad y'all
No
let me
country
stomp
for
through.
old men.
Glad y'all let me stomp through.
Antoine Sugar.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm going to jump right in.
Let's go for it.
Mm-hmm.
After doing all that time in jail and all that, right? How have you changed from your mentality from before you went in?
I notice a word that people use a lot, but I developed emotional intelligence. You know what I mean? I've developed the ability to maybe just let some things go that I might not have when I was younger. And I just grew a general appreciation for the simple things in life. Just the most basic thing that you're born with, your free will. You know what I'm saying? And the ability to have that back and the opportunity to have that back, it just was eye-opening for me. You know what I mean? Because when I walked out the gate, the world looked different to me. The world was different. I came home, when I went in, it was like you was either hustler or worker, you had a cell phone. When I came home, the bums had cell phones. You know what I mean? The children had cell phones. So it was like a whole nother world for me. But, you know, I just, tragedy to triumph, man. That's all I can say. It was just like, because had I not had that gap and been through that, I'd be a different person today. You know what I'm saying? And I have second thoughts, but no regrets. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say, do you think about what went down that night and think about many things that could have occurred that could have been avoided? Because there was a lot more lost in life. Your career was lost.
Of course.
Y'all was like, I don't think people understand how you and Dutch was on the cusp of doing something that was special, because Philly was getting the recognition at that time, right? And y'all was really spitting bars differently. And they were so clicked up with so many, where they came in with they was clicked up with so many different people that the promotion was already there. They felt like they was New York niggas already, but they was from Philly. You know what I'm saying?
But New York love them like they own, man.
So
Yo,
much
I never
was
understood.
lost. Yeah.
I never understood that till I got home
What?
Really?
from jail.
Word?
Because Philly's a tough spot, man. They don't give you flowers, man. Normally Philly give you flowers when they putting them on top of your casket. That's normally how you get your flowers in Philadelphia from people.
What did you not understand exactly?
When I came home, when people were just like, yo, you a legend, you one of the good, and I'm just like, oh, all right, good looking. You know what I mean? Because I guess when you're in the process, you never sit back and look at it from that aspect, from the outside looking in. And it was just like, when I was inside, I had a chance to be on the outside looking in now and just seeing what was the good I done and the bad. You know what I mean? But it was just like, it was humbling for me, because the reality is, for the people to say you're one of the greatest, or some people will say I'm the greatest from the city, it's just like, after being gone for that much of time and people still hold your space in the culture, it's humbling to me, and I'm grateful forever.
I mean, I don't know if you want to touch on it, the unfortunate circumstance that made you lose all those years getting locked up. Do you want to relive it, or?
I never want to relive it, because then I'm gonna be going backwards. But at the end of the day, it's just like, I tell myself and I tell anybody, it's never that one decision. It's a
multitude.
You know what I'm saying? It's the bunch of little bad decisions that lead to the one big bad decision that may cost you your life, your freedom, or anything else. So, and that's what I touched on, having emotional intelligence. I won't make those plays that I would have made then. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different thing. And I don't know. You know, like I try not to really speak on a lot of the things, which I don't mind talking about it because it's a lesson to someone else, but I don't allow what I've been through to define who I am. You know what I mean? And I come out the other side of it. So I'm always grateful. But listen, if you got something going on for yourself and you got some things going on, don't let nobody trick you out your spot. Don't trick yourself out your spot. Don't allow your ego to take you out your spot. Don't allow your real nigga badge to take you out your spot. You understand what I'm saying?
But I always have this thing with people, Spade, that we were young and our frontal lobe wasn't developed at that time.
Right.
Okay, and I know you sat down for a little while in jail, so I'm sure you explored these things because you seem like a very cerebral guy, right? So knowing that our frontal lobe wasn't developed, I made many mistakes too.
Of course.
A lot of them I got away with. But now I think about a lot of them, they could have bit me in my ass. I could have did some real jail time multiple times over dumb decisions that I was making. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that it was too much fame and too much money that was around and too many things and you couldn't find your way from making those small mistakes that turned into big ones?
Well, the thing is, it was just like I was already doing more of that shit than I was doing the right shit. So it was like the rapping stuff kind of happened. We was just rapping on street corner 6 months. The next thing I know, we was on TV. You know what I'm saying?
That's
it was
fast.
because before us, but mind you, we had been working and putting out our own mixtapes and stuff. But you got to understand, other than Black Thought and the Roots, there was nobody else from Philly getting on. So being a rapper from Philly and getting on from Philly was like it was non-existent. So for us, the whole thing, our mentality always was, at least mine's up, man, look, I'm a hustler. I'm just doing this rapper shit. Which is foolish, which is super foolish, but that was my mentality.
Is it really, now that you break it down, you just said it's only Black Thought, the Roots. So Philly is kind of like Harlem in the 80s when Pee Wee Kirkland gave up playing basketball to be on the block because he's like, I'm not going to make no money.
I'm making more money on the block.
So I never looked at Philly not having that opportunity until you said it like that. You know?
I mean, Beans, until you had state property.
We all was the same time.
Same
Same
time.
time.
We
So
all
it
got
happened
most
fast.
wanted.
Yeah.
We all was on the same page.
The same curve. That's why it was crazy.
We was all together. All of us was together.
That's
so.
why I brought up that question to Cosmic Kev about Philly's, the reason why Philly missed out on all the respect they should have with all the spitters and why some of them didn't make it. Philly never had no inbred hip hop record label at that time. Everybody was signed to other people. So you had Jay-Z swooping in, saying, I want this one and that one. You had Gilly that was creating a crew.
Yeah.
Not more or less a label. We was creating a crew. We gonna go over
And he ended up with Cash Money.
And he ended up with Cash Money later.
Yeah.
Nobody came in and said, I'm gonna be the Rockefeller of all of these rappers.
You know
right
who could have
here.
did it? Maybe Will Smith.
He could have
at that time, but he's a movie star.
But his vibe would not have suited these street niggas.
You think so, Spade-O?
I don't think that would have mattered as much. It was just like, cause we was just doing it,
wild.
like making not wild, not particularly wild, but it was just like making money from rap was like unfathomable to us. So we didn't understand it. And when people got to understand, it wasn't just that it wasn't an in-house record label. It was, we were new artists getting on from Philly, as well as the artists getting on from Philly being new. The management was new. Everybody, it was the blind leading the blind. So we kind of was like, because at one point, all of us was under the same management. Black Friday Against All Odds management. All of us. State Property and us, Philly's Most Wanted, Major Figures in some form, a few of us, you know what I mean? Flowetry, it was just different people. We all was kind of under the same umbrella, but it was just like, people just start breaking us apart, picking us apart. We just start separating because we didn't really understand what we had going on. And to be honest, when we turned around with Major Figures, we signed a record deal with Rough Nation, which is Rough Nation Warner Brothers, which originally used to be Rough House. So we did have an in-house record label that had humongous success. They had the Fugees, and you know, it was
but
just.
I didn't look at the food. But the reason why I said it wasn't in house because I didn't look at the Fugees as being from Philly. I know they had Philly, and they from Jersey, but because they were from Philly and they signed people from Jersey, and the Fugees made it so big, I didn't look at them.
I ain't never knew them cats until I came.
This is what I'm saying.
Like,
so I didn't look at Philly for somebody to have for somebody to be in Philly. And Philly, y'all need to do this right now.
I'm
it's
trying.
not too late.
Say he's trying.
Philly has to have an inbred label, meaning that we're focusing on Philadelphia artists seriously. We're not gonna try to take them and go get a deal, because I know about the people that's taking them and getting a deal and not putting them out correctly. In order to make your mark, you have to take the money, you have to put them out correctly, and they have to make noise in order for this Philly stamp to go further. Because even, I'm gonna say this, because even Kid and Play was just on My Expert Opinion. I saw a clip of it on somebody else's joint, and they was shouting out how Philly was the first
Lady B
radio
playing hip-hop
station to be
records.
playing hip hop first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's like right now, I think we have enough people in different avenues of entertainment in power positions. You know what I mean? So I think it really could be
Something.
Yeah, but it would have to be a collaboration amongst everyone.
You said you're trying. What are the steps you're taking place to make it happen?
Well, I'm the guy. I go in and talk to all the Lord Day when they say, "Oh, he too wild. I don't want to." I'm the one that go down. I pull up in the middle project by myself. Yo, what's up? What y'all trying to do? I knock on their door. Like, what you trying to do with your life? Like, man, oh wait, I got this. I don't care if y'all got 90 switches in here in the room. I don't care nothing about none of that. What you want to do? You want to live like this? Stay right here. But do you want something else? Come on. Because sometimes I know a lot of people throughout the industry, and they may call me and say, "Dad, what's up with the kid such and such?" And I don't go off the opinions of what other people say. So I'm gonna pull up on them. I'll DM them, or if I don't got their number personally, I'll DM them, "Yo, young, let me pull up on you, let me holler at you about something." And then I'll go talk to them directly. Because that's the only way, is because there's so much of a disconnection between the top and the bottom. You know, understand? And then somebody gotta be in the middle pulling it together. So that's what I just try to do. I try to pull all the youngers. And people call me, "Yo, what's up with this kid?" And I take them around and here and there, but I would love to just keep everybody home, because I think it would just be so much stronger with the producers, the singers, the rappers, this. If you just in-house, it just gonna make it just way better.
I think what's missing is the business people that's doing it. Because if you look at just a template, I'm just saying Rockefeller because he knows about that, right? You had Jay-Z from Brooklyn, right? And you had Dame from Uptown. And even when they got their money man, which was Biggs at the time, Biggs was from Uptown. And everybody kind of swerved together. Queens niggas fucked with them.
Right.
Bronx niggas fucked with them. They had the pulse of the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that going to be something that's going to be hard for Philly to come together? Because you need somebody from, what is it, East Philly, West Philly? I don't know all the spots, but you would be picking different spots, and those people would be how everybody would rally behind the talent and understand the business and be able to shape the money and help. Because money makes the shit go round. People be like, the money, but the money is how you keep being able to do your craft.
Right. Well, who would you say is commercially our largest artist from Philadelphia?
Right
you
now,
got two.
You got Meek Mill
and
Lil Uzi Vert.
I would say probably Uzi is the commercially larger.
Okay.
Currently, because, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, right now, definitely.
And Meek. Those two artists were able to do something that's going to be very hard to do in Philadelphia right now, and that's unify the city.
And
see the young artist now. He may be from Uptown, but his homie that's from North is beefing. They in the beef with the other dudes from North. This, that, and the third. So since they be with them, they can't talk to them. And then because I find myself treading that water when I'm trying to deal with artists, and he be like, "Nah, I don't mess with them." And I'm like, "Bro, like y'all need to get a record. This thing will be gigantic for yourself, your family, and for this man." I was like, "Well, what's your particular problem with him?" "I don't know him, but he just be his man and my man and went through something and this, and I'm like, bro."
They need to take they need to take a page out of God Bless the Dead, Nipsey and YG.
Yes.
YG was a Blood, Nipsey was a Rolling 60 Crip, I think, and they still merged.
Yes.
Through creativity.
But you know what it is? They need to see it. See, those guys, they're so young. By the time they merged, they were probably too young. Remember how we was just talking about that kid that was 10 years old?
The difference with them, they were both successful.
Yeah,
it's easier to merge once you got money.
But I don't feel like that they were successful at that time. Nipsey,
when I say, listen. When I say
Nipsey and
successful,
Gang.
Yeah, listen. I mean, when I say successful, I may not mean you may not be the largest artist, but some of these young boys are living. I'm talking about they in a project, living in Roach motels.
I got you.
It's easier when it's hard to listen when your stomach growling. When you more secure, you can really be more mature and sit down and say, damn, man,
That's
we
a
need to
fact.
put this to the
What it
side and
sounds
figure
like,
this out.
Philly needs their version
And it's
of
dangerous. Philly's a lot of bloodshed, so it's like sometimes the blood, it be too deep.
People don't even
to stop.
understand.
Nah,
I
it's-
want to come in, but people don't understand how serious Philly is with the gunplay, with the
Crazy?
violence.
Yo,
Like,
when I was at the
Philly's a
Wawa,
bloody city, man.
dude was like, "What are you doing over here?" I said, "I be here." He's like, "Call me." That wasn't even Mike. It was another dude. Every dude is like, "Please call us."
know that we be in Philly, even going to get cheesesteaks on South Street. Niggas be like, yo, bro, for real? Yo, just call me so I can meet you over to get cheesesteaks. And I'm like, it's
Yo,
like real spill.
every dude.
And we be like, yo, we just gonna creep over there at like 11 o'clock. Niggas see us. Now we take our food, we either eat it in there or we take our food and we boogie. Cause niggas is like, yo, cause it was one day that we was over there and I felt the eyeball. I felt them. They was across the street. I think we all was together. They was across the street in front of that spot that looked like where
the theater.
The theater, my dude. And they was looking, I was like, these niggas know us, bro. We need to be out of here right now.
But what I think Philly needs would be their own version of either a Puff or a Dame, or somebody to that element. Because I don't know how dramatized it is, but that was the same issue Wu-Tang had. And RZA was cool with everybody, and he bought him. The story might be exaggerated, but it's going to take one person who's cool with everybody that has the courage and the power in their personality to bring this together. And what I'm saying sounds ridiculous, because those types of people are rare.
It's really not, because I think two of the bigger people in our city, or the biggest star from our city, has to respect all of them. I think Gil and Wallow has to respect all the young boys. So if you do a panel and you sit Gil and Wallow next to Cosmic Kev, next to Meek, next to Lil Uzi, next to Jay Irvin, Troy Carter, Mike Brown, these is all power players in the music business. Ryan Press, they all from Philadelphia.
You think that's what it's gonna take to unify the Philly artists? Because how you're breaking it down makes sense.
Because people gotta see. People want, it's tangible.
Yes.
Because the world, nobody listens no more. Nobody listens.
Everybody
Everybody's like this. Everybody's so everything is visual.
Yeah.
So these are the guys that you either want to achieve their level of success. You've heard the story of those levels of success. To see those in a conglomerate sitting down and sitting in front of you and saying, yo, this is what we're doing for the city of Philadelphia. I think it would go Stacker Star, Mona with D-Sturdy and the guys. Two great, it's some guys, because I get so frustrated when I talk to people and they're like, man, ain't nothing in Philly. We got to get out of Philly. We got to get in.
I'm like, what?
And go where? What are you going to?
Philly is what's crazy is, I was after I finished college, I either was going to live in Philly or live in D.C. if I didn't make it in the music business. That's where I wanted to be at. Philly, to me, is one of the most strategically, is a great strategical place to live.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
Because you're close enough to both ways.
Yeah,
everything. And that's the thing about what I feel like people in Philly don't maximize the fact they already know they can come to New York.
How about this?
They'll come to New York at 2 a.m.
Easy.
Sure. But you're not even thinking about D.C., Baltimore, Northern Virginia, and it's going to take those type of towns musically, that type of radio play and influence where nobody's out there and you can take over the town and be something big to the world.
Spade-O, how about this to show you how strategic Philly is? Esso and I were told, based on the antenna for Power 99, where it's placed, it hits so many states.
Almost
people.
You get almost to D.C.
No, it
and you get almost to New York.
Cosmic Kev hits more people damn near than Clue and Funk Flex put together.
Yeah.
That's the reach.
That's the reach of the antenna.
So more strategically, y'all right there by Delaware.
Exactly.
You get the tax cuts.
Yes, they got a lot of, they are in a strategically.
Pittsburgh's right there. quick.
And then you can be on the outskirts where it's safer, it's cheaper. You can get homes. My cousin lives out there.
Yeah.
And people was really about the food is great.
Food is amazing.
The chicks is amazing.
Amazing.
It's a lot of amazing shit going on in Philly, but people
The way Philly's
they
built,
don't understand it.
Y'all sound like visitors. They
oh shit!
y'all sound like visitors. When they need to get y'all to make the next commercial for the city. Like y'all really just sold Philly. Y'all just sold the shit out of Philly, man.
I'm talking about strategically.
No, but you're right.
I'm an
But
artist,
he's in the trenches.
You're
So
right.
I'm an artist and I market myself, we market us, right?
Mhm.
If I was in Philly, I would have I would have a lot more markets. We're big in New York City, and like I said, we got other states like we had talked about.
See, the thing it would be easier for y'all is because y'all are neutral. Say you were neutral. You could come down and do some stuff because you could work with everybody. But once you from here, from there,
Gotcha.
it gets tricky. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. The
So they
semantics
never let
of it.
that go. If you're from the east side,
It don't
the
even
west
be
side-
geographical because now with the internet, it's so many young boys from different neighborhoods that click up with each other. Like they may be from north, they may be from uptown or west, but we all one crew, and we beefing with the other young boys that's from the other side of the street, from north, uptown, and west.
west,
My
yeah.
ops is your ops, and that's how they do it, and that's how a lot
enemy
of that
of my
stuff, 'cause-
enemy.
Yes,
Yeah.
because most of them don't even know each other personally. 75% of them never even met each other personally. And to be honest, if you shoot them up with True Serum, a lot of them like each other's music. Because I talk to them in different. I talk to them in a different
light.
Yes.
I be jacking this shit a little bit, but I
Yeah.
can't really fuck with them.
No, yeah. They be like,
Yeah.
man, this shit hot, but oh man, he beating up like, bro, you gonna let this? You gonna let $1 million opportunity walk by you
Yes,
with some shit that's not worth 2 cents?
it's grown men that's doing it.
Yeah, do you think your message resonates more because you live the street life? Your accolades in the streets cannot be questioned, and you've done real nigga shit to describe it. So I would feel like your message could be like, yo, he went through it. He did what I'm doing.
I think it does on the strength, on the premise that they give me that much respect to hear me out.
Got you.
Because some niggas if they can't even go talk to these niggas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, get out of it. Man, dude, like, get out of here, man. Like, but the fact that they'll give me their time and at least sit down and hear what I got to say, that's all the respect.
What type of business advice you give to these young dudes?
Understand that the world is bigger than the world that you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Understand, do not mistake activity for achievement. Just because you get a lot of likes and fire emojis and comments and this, that, and the third, it doesn't. Show me your hard ticket sales. And then I talked to a lot of artists. I'm like, man, I'm only signing for $1 million. All right, pull your stuff up and show me you generated $1 million. Then I can go get you two. You know what I mean? Show me you show me where you generated hard ticket sales, merch, whatever, that you made $1 million. Then I can walk this and get you $2 million. But if you can't do that, you're being unrealistic. You're sometimes they overestimate how hot they really be.
But how could they not when they don't know nothing about the business and they're stuck in their bubble?
You can't tell them that though. How can you tell somebody in a bubble when that's the only world they've ever seen and all ever known?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the first thing. That's the first thing they did to me. They delocalized him. That was the first thing they did when folks got their hands on Meek and really
out of Philly.
they delocalized him, moved him around, be here, be there, Atlanta, LA,
Like,
Miami,
yeah,
just to
Chief
see.
LA.
Yeah, it just opens your head to see that the world is bigger
Yeah.
than what you come from, but just hopefully the streets don't claim you before you get your chance, or hopefully you're not dumb enough to not know. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, yo, I was walking on Collins Avenue one day, and the next day I was walking down E Block in the state penitentiary greatest for it. It happens that fast. You know what I'm saying? Life happen that quick. So don't think you got a long time to be out here effing around, because one thing true, the world moves faster. You hot today, tomorrow they look at, this is a next man up business.
Mm-hmm.
As you're bubbling and you're getting hot, they already looking for the next person to come up. They already looking for the next sound, the next big artist, the next look, the next. And now what we've seen is just like the music business is not based on the purity of just the music. It's like a bunch of other components that go with it now that I'm not gonna say they used to not be there because it always
Because they were there.
They always
just
mattered.
didn't know.
We didn't know.
We didn't know.
We didn't know, but the music mattered first.
But they kept it a secret from us to keep it pure in our minds while they was rocking us.
Why did they keep it a secret from yourself, SO, and you, Spade-O? Why? I mean,
I can tell for
Power?
me, Yeah, because listen, it changed. I came in as a purist like everybody else did.
Yeah.
I wanted to manage because I said I saw this girl put me on. I saw Puff Daddy come up from college and A&R throw parties. I was throwing parties. I was in college. It was a part of my dream. When I got in the game and I said, this is what this shit really, this shit ain't this dream.
It sure ain't.
So they sell you on a dream because that's how they make their money. It's entertainment.
All day.
Once I saw, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The first time I was chilling with Puffy, right? I was one of the few people that Puffy let be around him, and I was still like a wild card. You didn't know where I was coming from, right?
Right.
So one day he came in there, he had a biopsy, but he had the film. So he came in there, so we playing the music, he's doing an album for Last Night and all that album, right?
Okay.
So I'm
Last Train to
managing,
Paris?
I can't remember, I'm managing
Last
Yummy at the
Night.
time, and he got Yummy to write the hook for Christina that's on the joint.
Yeah.
So we in there, so we playing the song, word to mother, nigga dancing. This how I knew shit was different. He dancing like, yo, this shit fire. When the cameras came on, to show that he had the biopsy today for whatever show he was on, say it's MTV Making the Band.
Yeah.
That he got sick. He got sick. But I'm a dick at this time because I don't even know what's going on. I said, nigga, why you acting like you sick when you were just doing your dance? This nigga looked at me like,
Fuck is you?
yeah. Yo, bro, chill, bro. Hey, yo,
Let me,
chill.
hold on. What did you say, Spade?
Let me run my movie.
Let me run my movie.
And bro, that was the day that I said, oh shit. This is music entertainment.
Well, they didn't keep it a secret from us because it was always there. I think we didn't pay enough attention because it always has been there. As far as we didn't pay as much attention to the internet as much as it's been it's been a gift because the information is readily. And we didn't see the come up of artists back in the day. You didn't see them come up. First time you seen them was on TV.
They were in the lab. They were in the lab, and then
they single came out.
And then they single came out, and then next thing you know, you gotta go to class, you gotta go get groomed, and then we're gonna bring the magazines to you.
We had to do media training. We did media training and all type of crap.
Would be how they would place them in the source.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
No, but you know, like that was the subtle come up. He's in page 30. Then he's on a mixtape. That was the prep for the people. Like, now we're pushing them up on the music rotation on the radio. They're getting played by Clue at midnight.
But you know what the difference is?
That was the marketing.
He was had already. He might have been there for 3 years.
No, I know that.
That's all he said. So by the time by the time
because they ain't putting you out till you get a single.
Yes. Yo,
you might be signed. Bring out the single, or we not even answering a phone number.
And if the single is not believable on you, I'm gonna give it to Spade-O. Straight up and down. It could have been your record and everything. I'm gonna give it to Spade-O because Spade-O's gonna make. Look at the girl Megan from Philly. What's her name? You know the singer girl. She was in a group. Megan Rochelle.
Yeah.
Megan Rochelle had Umbrella before Rihanna. Umbrella was Megan Rochelle's record. Okay? When Rihanna came along, they making a choice between Megan Rochelle. I heard Megan Rochelle used to talk a little bit too much. She's from Philly. Philly niggas ain't trying to hear it. Niggas or bitches. Niggas or men or females. Pardon me. They not trying to hear it, right?
Yeah.
So the word was at that time, and it could have been bullshit. She could have said, I don't like these shoes on my feet. And they would say, Megan Rochelle's a problem. We're going to give this record to Rihanna.
Real rap.
Looking for a reason.
And look at what Rihanna became, dog.
Yeah.
Umbrella was her biggest single to launch. She had already put out an album or two
Honda
prior.
Replay, yeah.
Right? It didn't work. They took the record right from the girl, because Megan Rochelle was bad at that time, because she had another little record that was heating up the mixtapes that was nervous, and I think she had came from a girl group or something. It was something about her, and she looked good.
She had I remember.
She had the curly hair, I think. They took the record from her, gave it to Rihanna, because why? This is a better business decision, all right? Who got better MCs? Because I don't want to be on the morbid shit. I do want to get to something. Who got better MCs, Philly or New York?
Philly.
But when you say better, in what way?
Listen, when you talk about pure rappers,
I'm talking about rappers
we'll
and
fireball
bars.
anybody.
I'll say Philly.
Fireball anybody.
Yeah.
But New York, y'all were more adept at making records, songs, records,
Lifestyle.
because it's a different lifestyle here than it is in Philadelphia. Like if you listen to the music now for most of the up and come, not the big ones,
Yeah.
other than the young boys that's dancing and having fun from Philly, all of them is drilling. They killing. We gonna drop y'all. We gonna do this because that's the flow. But then when you talk about just natural rappers, you can line them up. You know what I mean?
I
You can
agree
line
with
them
that.
up.
Why is drill so big right now? Cause I'm gonna say this. The more they rhyming on beat, the
better.
bigger drill is getting right now.
Yeah.
And the better it's sounding.
But nobody's signing these drill people, these drill rappers like that.
They
but
are.
why is drill?
They are.
They
I'm
aren't
telling you,
signing
I
drill
get
rappers?
calls about all the little
Why are
young
they
boys from
signing
Philly.
them? We
Listen,
getting
listen.
calls.
Hold on.
They want them all. You can't, these young boys don't want to sign. They like, man, I ain't signing no dumb, get money. I'm like, nigga, you live in a Roach motel. Fuck you.
So they turning down.
$350,000 ain't enough money, man. I don't want to give them my back catalog. What's your back catalog? I got 3 songs on YouTube. I be just looking at these niggas like, yo, y'all.
Because the kids are listening to music on YouTube. So if I got a popping YouTube,
yes,
I'm making whatever money on my YouTube, they think they can run it up.
Yes, and what's the other?
But he said that they living
in
in fucked up hotels, so they not making the money.
They are, but it's like
spending it right.
Yes, that's the shit.
They're doing.
They making the money. They coming out these Roach motels with Louis Vuitton. These niggas,
Yo, let me show you something.
These young niggas drinking Balenciaga water, man.
Yes.
You talking about like they
Let me show you something.
Them niggas got $20,000 outfits walking out the middle of the project. Like that's how they is.
They were saying black
shit crazy.
Yeah, black women are making more money than black men.
They are.
But not necessarily.
They spending it.
No. Black men, because we know what's going on, are getting a lot of money under the table.
They are.
Yes.
So and it's very clever how we're doing it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it looks like that. So when I'm looking, it's the same thing with the rappers you're talking about. They're getting so much money under the table.
I agree with you, because I'm gonna say something off camera.
Oh no, I know off camera.
But
you know, Spade-O,
I know.
You know how much money you was getting under the table.
Yeah, I know how it go.
And you start looking like,
yeah. You know how it go.
How many famous dudes? I've always seen this. Especially with down south artists and Philly artists. If you want to get a feature, you roll up on Meek and you be like, yo, Meek, I only got 25 bands. I know your features.
Allegedly,
all right. He'll take the money. In my mind,
he probably would take the money.
You know, because that's 25 uncut, untaxed. You know, we still got that mentality.
And he could be charging 100, but you know what?
So,
if you come
I ain't gonna lie, that'd be like the behind the scenes, because you be like, man, this dude ain't really gonna do nothing with this record. Let me just take this bag. I ain't gonna really do nothing.
We understand that.
DDG just put out a vlog. He got 60,000. He went to Vegas, got a feature, and he blew it. Just
yeah.
I would be pissed. If I was the feature, and I paid him 60 grand, and he went.
His YouTube, he's lit. His record probably he got T Grizzly coming through.
Mm-hmm.
The rapping niggas on YouTube don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. They do the different shit.
Yeah.
Because they're not
thinking about the money. See, I started out. See, it's hard for me. It's hard. Go on.
They think it's strictly about the money. They're not.
They're thinking about what they're gonna do about spending the money, but they're not thinking about actually what the money is. And I'm coming from a different aspect because I started out as a manager.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, right.
So I didn't come into this thing as a talent, as I'm talking, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, it's only gonna be about me. I'm making 20% off you, nigga, right? So if you go out there and spend your money and you don't feel the same, I'm making my money off you. Spade got 500,000, Spade spent 430,000. Now he's in the house like, oh shit, I got 70 grand. He's not working. If he has to create, if he has to write songs from that point, if he has to make beats, he's not fucking working. So that's when I tell the people like, yo, it's important for y'all when you're making the 60 grand DDG, blow 30. I don't even like that idea. That even is hurting my heart to say it. I swear to God, you know what I'm saying? I'm really like blow 3 or 5.
But he did it, and then he was like, "Do not gamble, don't do it. Like, don't."
I mean, it's already too late.
If I'm managing DDG, I'm throwing up in the toilet because I'm sitting up here saying my cut no shit.
Sometimes
no shit. That's the point of what I'm saying.
But the point is, he may not have lost his own money.
He said he lost his 60 grand. He just got paid
But
to do
and
it.
listen to what he's about to
Sometimes
say.
people,
That's not my money.
they'll give you the money. It'd be promo.
Yo, girl math.
Girl math.
It's girl math. I told you.
It's like how they spend. It's not.
Yeah, it never
No.
existed.
Sometimes casinos
But
and betting sites and
he
these
said
places, they
casinos will
give
give
you
him money to gamble.
to play.
No. He went to the video shoot and got his other half, and then he blew it.
He documents this shit on YouTube. He's famous for this shit.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, if he threw 60 away, he know he probably got 60 more. He
No,
probably got
his YouTube-
500 in his email.
No, he's
His
getting money,
YouTube
but I'm
is
still.
crazy
But my point of me being a manager, see, you understand. See, you went right to rapper mode just now. He said he got 60 G. He know what 60 coming back. See, I'm sick behind that. I'm already tight. I'm like, yo, bro, hold on, bro. We don't gotta burn. So give me my 12. Give me my 12,000, right? And you're 48. Gamble 8. Put the 40 away because I need your mind to be right.
But if I got 20 million views from the 60 I just gambled, my mind.
He made the 60 in that video already.
Yeah,
But it's just like,
Because that's
He couldn't have made 60 throwing up. He could have acted like he was gambling 60. He could have gambled 8.
You know
still.
what's the equivalent
Niggas
of that?
ain't gonna know.
It's gonna sound dumb, right? No, it's gonna sound dumb.
I mean, niggas go in clubs and spend 10,000 a night just buying alcohol,
Alcohol.
That's true.
I'm gonna give.
and half of that shit still on the table. The
But
bottles
that
half full.
don't make it. That makes me sick.
No, I'm not saying
Too,
it's,
Spade-O.
You know, it's no different.
but it's part of the game. You
Yeah, it
gotta
is.
play the game as a.
You know what's funny?
Yo, what are
He's
you?
a rapper.
No, but I'm just saying, what do you have the most frugal artist? What you have your rapper clipping coupons in the fucking
You ain't gotta spend all my. You ain't gotta spend all our shit.
Long as I gave you your motherfucking 20, mind your business. I gave you yours on the side.
I zipped you up with your 20. Yo, I'm throwing my 40 out.
You got yours.
Yeah, mind your business.
I separated mine from yours from the
I just told you what the effects was.
No, I know the effect.
After the later on, when the
shit-
money's not there,
Yeah.
or when we have a low, I'm sitting up here looking at like, yo, bro, you had mad 40,000s that you blew.
You do. You
you
do.
want to look because the shit is like this.
You do.
That's
Yeah,
what.
yeah, you be like,
Exactly.
And it happens fast
And your
now.
manager,
Your down
manager
happens
is thinking
fast
about
now.
being down here. Rapper is always thinking, yo, we
up
going up here. And that's the part that gets scary. The business side, that's why I said I'm going backwards.
I mean,
Pause.
I've been a manager too. I've been on the other side too. And it's like, let me get my motherfucking money back first. Cause you know, the first manager, people view a manager as a,
I don't like being the first manager no more.
yeah,
That's trash.
right. You got to take care of them. You got to dress them up.
That's trashy.
They got to live with you. You got to do this.
Oh, to
you got to
live
do
with
that.
you, it's annoying.
You got to keep the motherfucker out of jail. So when these dumb shit they got going on become your problem, it just, it really go like that.
It really go like
And
that.
that's why I be so
And
strategic.
a nigga
I-
will turn around and be like, I don't need you no more. You really
Yo, you
Soon
never
as he
did
get
it.
on.
Yeah, you never did nothing.
never really
This
did
didn't
nothing
happen
for me.
without you.
I had to do the
Yeah.
right thing.
what made you want to do a manager? Like, what made you want to even do it?
because I feel like I'm limiting the gift God gave me by just being one thing. Because I believe my experiences in a bad way and my bad decisions and some of my smart decisions and some of my process can help somebody.
Got you.
So that's what it was about. Like I always try to take on the reclamation projects. Like I'm the guy. I always try to mess with the guy. Man, he ain't not, that ain't gonna never work. They don't listen. They don't do this. Sure they will. Y'all not saying the right things. That's why they don't listen to you. Maybe it's they don't listen to you because you don't listen to them. Maybe what they saying is right. Because at the end of the day, that's his face and his what's name gonna be up on YouTube and all that. Whatever image he put out there, that's his life. That's gonna be him. If same way artists can walk away, a manager can walk away from an artist cleaner. Go ahead, my guy. You know what I mean? Let's rip this up. Go ahead.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Ain't no artist never gonna sue no manager. I'm suing you because you don't want to be my manager no more.
manager no more. Like, nah, I'm out. I'm
That
out.
never happens.
Never.
That never happens.
That's definitely a true statement.
So, I try to, like, come on, man, because I love to see, especially young black men doing the right shit. Because all the images you ever gonna see is be us doing the wrong stuff. So anytime they doing something good, I always try to shine a bigger light on it for them.
Do you ever get backlash right now from your past and being so positive now?
Of course I get backlash. Cause just because you want to change don't mean people want to let you. And I try to keep them, and I talk to them, and I try to, I get some, man, how you gonna say this? Cause da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Well, who else can tell you? except a motherfucker who been through it and lived it. How's somebody gonna tell you from something they read in a book or in a magazine or seen come down their timeline? I'm telling you from firsthand, real life experience. And then, sometimes people get this, that, and the third. And sometimes I gotta remind them, listen, man, when the music come on, I still know how to dance. Like, don't get don't get crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a big believer in energy, and I don't perpetuate that spirit, so I don't really worry about that. Like, if a motherfucker got a problem with me, that's your problem.
You said it happened fast. What are some moments that stand out to you before you went away? It's because you lived the rapper life.
I ain't gonna lie, the first time, it was like, I ain't gonna never forget the first time I was in a tunnel. And I was like, because when we was on Entertainment, Buck and Flex was real tight. So we used to go in the tunnel, and I went in the tunnel, and I was like, I had never seen the place where they make you take shoes off and go through a metal detector. And I was just like, oh, this shit real in here. I was like, I was the first time I ever seen a unisex bathroom. I'm in the bathroom, there's a girl right next to me in the joint. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that shit was crazy.
I'm like, whoa, that's the joint. Like, this
Shit was crazy.
Yeah, so that was like an eye opener. And then the first time I was on Hot 97, you know what I mean? I wasn't on with Clue and none of them. Flex, we wasn't big enough then. But, Stretch used to have us on there every Sunday almost. He really helped us.
Stretch had your name because Stretch's show was what everybody listened to for the music. Stretch is what y'all at that time for what
Stretch
y'all
got
was
us
bringing.
lit.
Y'all didn't need nobody for Stretch because
Shout out
we
to
didn't have
Stretch
but one
Armstrong,
station
man.
back then. So you had the whole city.
you had
But
the
he
whole
didn't have
city.
to do that for us.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? There was a bunch of New York artists that probably was beating his phone down. You know what I'm saying? For
But
him to
y'all
do
was with New York niggas too, and y'all was spitting.
We were. But this was before under them. We was coming up the Stretch before any of us was signed anywhere.
Something about you and
okay.
Dutch just relates to New York.
Clark Kent
dudes.
really was shout out to the OG Clark Kent. Clark Kent really moved major figures around in New York.
Okay.
Clark Kent was the first one that really, he used to just be like, yo, such and such, I'm going over such and such, and they over such a, come on, we going over there. That's how I met Cam. Me and Cam was on the same record label. I met Cam.
From Clark Kent?
Clark Kent took us into a studio session, and Cam and them was in the next room. Cam and Stan and a couple of other artists. And then Clark was like, introduced us like, yo, they want such with you, and then we just start rapping and we start kicking it. That's how I met Rough Riders. That's how I met Jay and them. I met all of them. We met all of them through Clark. Clark Kent, the OG, really like ran us around. And he just was like on some, because he just loves the culture of hip hop. So he would just run us around. Oh, y'all think this boy hot? They better than y'all. And everybody would just give us the balled up face, because back then was nobody from Philly. And nobody from Philly rapped like us.
Yeah.
Nobody looked like really, and New York artists, young artists like our age, because we was the same age, like we would run across people like Dragon and My Son, and we was all around the same time and era moving around. So
Job Bleak.
we was all around the same time. So we would always run into each other, and it was just like, damn, I can't believe I was just watching these jokers on TV. Now I'm sitting here. Shit blew my mind, man. But I mean, it's just the moments. I wish I would have appreciated the journey a little more.
You ever battle any of them?
Come
on now.
I'd probably battle all of them.
Who gave you the toughest battle?
Fendi used to run around with this guy, man, but he just used to be in a bunch of trouble. Like I messed with them. Fendi used to have Red Cafe and Gravy and them. They used to be called the franchise back
Yeah, I
then.
remember
People
the
don't
franchise.
understand how long
They used to be on the
Fendi been
MF tapes
around.
back in the day. They was on our MF tapes back in the day.
Red Cafe, I remember Red Cafe.
But they
Yeah,
was
so-
fire.
yeah,
They was
Red
like,
Cafe.
ooh, these niggas. I didn't never like formal, you battle him, I'ma battle you, this, that, and the third. It was just like,
It'd be
let me hear
ciphers?
something.
Okay.
Yeah, but the ciphers are battles, man. It's like a motherfucker want to, come on, let's spar. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, they sizing you up, so I always approached it that way.
So what were some of your memorable ciphers?
I always loved the Rough Rider cipher. Because we'd be in there, X spit, Styles spit, Kiss spit. Rough, they used to have a whole studio. They might have all 3 studios and all of them just in there. So we might get in a cipher and it's all of them, the whole locks is is X there, is Drag there, Eve there, Lazy Eye, other couple artists they had. And we just would be ciphering. It was just like, to me, because I was a Mason Locks mega fan. You know what I mean? That was because I had my man cousin Stan lived in East Orange. And he used to come down with the doo-wop tapes, the Ron G, the Clue tapes, the this. That was like, I made it. The first time I heard MF on the Clue tape, I'm like, nigga, we made it. Because that was like the holy grail to us. Because that's when I first started loving it. Not when I first started loving it, but when I got into the hip hop really crazy, it was like, that's what the grail was. If you was on doo-wop, if you was on Ron G, if you was on Clue, you made it.
You were gonna get a deal. People was recognizing you for your rap prowess. You was a rapper then if you made it on them motherfuckers.
Legitimate.
You couldn't make it if you didn't.
Yeah, you was a rapper when you made it.
You couldn't
up
say
there.
you were a rapper and you wasn't on that.
If you wasn't on one of them, not even one, you had to be on all them motherfuckers.
All of them.
Yo, because the first one had to open the door for the other one, and you had to be on them. So once you be like, I'm on Clue, I'm on Ron G, I'm on Doo-Wop and all that, and then niggas like, oh, word, so, oh, you so-and-so. Oh, you Dutch this, oh, all right. Let me take a look. Let me delve into what y'all niggas got.
Bro, the first DJ really gave us the really went hard. Shout out, rest his soul, the late great, you know what I mean, K. Slater.
I knew he was gonna say that.
What? He was crazy. He was. We used to go up in the tenement buildings and be recording right there in this living room. Like Slay used to be behind us and just was a avid supporter of us. So, you know, shout out to him. You know what I mean?
Man, I bet, yo,
him and his family, you know
big shout outs to K. Slay, because although I've been in the game, the Drama King definitely put on for mad more rappers than I ever even knew about.
Can you imagine?
People coming out the woodworks from
so many
before he even was making money that K. Slay was grinding and backing him up. So I want to just say salute and respect and love to the great K. Slay.
If he was living and breathing right now, he'd be like, what you doing? Come on up. Come to Shade right now. Come on the show. Like, that's what kind of person he was. Like, it wasn't like a bunch of political semantics and this, that, and the third. It was like, yo, oh, you hot. Come on up here. You know, and that's how it was, man. And that's those types of people are what keep the purity of hip-hop alive. Because other than that, your radio and your regular top 40, this, you're going to get the same stuff and the same things all the time. Same programming, same music, same looks, same everything. You know what I mean? You want essentially, when you turn your radio on, you're never going to hear more than 7 to 8 artists in a day.
Yeah, sure. So what does Philly need now, Spade-O?
Philly's missing a few things, but I think Philly right now is missing a star that's from the trenches. We don't have a star from the trenches. Like Uzi is a megastar, but most of Philly's not like him.
Yeah, he different.
Too Rare, D Sturdy, and those, that's the young ones. But that gap in between that Meek had on Smack, because Meek is an older artist now. Meek is not young anymore. He's like he's still where he's at in his position.
Yeah, we understand what you're saying.
But
you need another one coming
21, 22, young boy talking from the trenches. You know, I mean, I thought we had it. I think we got a few. I think Leaf Ward had a chance.
Somebody just talking about
Leaf locked up. I think Free Leaf, you know what I mean? OT7 Kwani, I think he's ready to go. He's really
I've been
ready to
hearing
go.
about Kwani.
Yeah. OT7 Kwani.
Is it really? Is it really?
OT7?
OT Genesis.
OT7 is...
That's a bad example.
What?
Bad example.
OT Kwani.
OT7 Kwani.
But
that's the building, that's their projects. That's
you said something the other day that you know, part of staying relevant in hip hop is understanding the lingo itself. Yeah. That might be the current lingo.
Because people gonna ask, what the OT7 mean? No, it's such and such and such and such, and then because it's crazy.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it real.
Because everybody can't be little something.
Because this is from your era. Because this is from your era, but it wasn't from mine, and it was weird. But I understand how it got hot when The Weeknd came out, Party Next Door, and all these different.
That's still marketable. Like it's like I understand that. Ice Spice, I understand that. Like Pop Smoke, I understand that.
No, I understand Pop Smoke.
Like, numbers and shit is like, okay.
But I didn't understand The Weeknd and Party Next Door and all that other type of stuff and all these other names that then came from that Pop Smoke. I get it. Pop Smoke to me is a regular rap name to me.
Yeah.
But The Weeknd and the Party Next Door, when that first came out, see, I'm saying niggas was like, what the fuck did somebody call himself The Weeknd?
Yo, when I heard Party Next Door, I was like,
you gotta think of the time they came out, is EDM was heavy. So
this is what we're saying.
Yeah, but
that's the trend.
That was the trend. And so for somebody like me, would be looking at the same thing I'm looking at OT7 Kwani the same way I would have been looking at The Weeknd.
Is that the trend?
Party Next Door. Because I was calling my god sister like,
it's just
whose name is Party Next Door?
Still an L name.
It is. It's a real name. It is a crazy name.
We didn't.
But I'm just saying, it's like now the thing now with younger and younger artists and
Up and come.
The drill, not
The
just
drill.
the drill, the era. It's their way of claiming where they from, like FBG Duck. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
OT7. Like this is where they're
This is
from.
their new shit.
South side such and such, north side such and
Yeah.
such. So it's not like really new.
Northside Ruger,
Yeah.
corner store about. You like,
Yeah, back. You know, it's part of that. But you know, but I do understand what you're saying, and I never actually.
Kwani is just an ill name, period. I think you should come with that.
Kwani by
I
itself.
like that. I do like that.
I like Kwani.
I like Kwani.
Kwani is an ill. Nobody like the whole.
I do like that.
Your neighborhood. That's what I think.
I do like that. I do like that. You know
That's
what I mean?
smart.
I like Kwani.
I like it.
Kwani's dope.
That's a fire name.
That's a star name to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember Kwani before I remember OT7 Kwani.
But as you go along the process, the OT7 is going to drop off, just
Yeah,
like
it's
Puff
gonna
with the, just like Puff Daddy with the Puff. Diddy, it evolved.
yeah.
It evolved.
It
It
evolved.
could evolve
It
if he
evolved.
gets a chance. But if I'm going out the door, I'm keeping it real. I'm going out the door as Kwani because you're not gonna forget me.
Brandon's a lot, man.
Brenda's a lot.
It is.
With arsonists, you're talking about diplomats and all that shit. They're Brandon's.
The Eagle's still living to this day.
Yeah, hell yeah.
The Eagle's still living to this day.
To digest, BagFuel, simple to digest. Like
Simple. Ooh,
Even-
BagFuel, simple to digest. I like
Even
how
y'all
you
name.
talking today.
Major
Spade, Major Figures.
Yeah.
Spade.
Easy.
I was always taught.
You know, the Spade came from my real name. That's how I got
Word?
getting called Spade. My real name, my birth name is Asa.
Okay.
So growing up,
Oh,
people always
Asa
thought,
Spade.
Spade.
Asa Spade.
And then people start calling Spade-O, and it just mutated to that.
They said if it's more than 3 syllables, it won't be memorable.
Well, OT7, he done.
Yeah, he done.
Kwani. No,
See?
Think about it.
we just joking, Kwani. Just change it to Kwani.
Yeah.
Give us credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We take points.
What's crazy is that's
you
what
know
everybody
I mean?
calls him. Everybody know him.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kwani. Exactly.
Like party next door, it's like 4, but it.
But
You know-
but let's say this because y'all be getting stuff twisted. Y'all be getting stuff twisted. Party Next Door is a hot name.
Yeah.
After we understood, we meaning me,
Yeah.
The Weeknd. I
Weeknd
understood
is
it
too
a whole lot better once he had the hit with Drake and everything. Then I started to understand that the names is changing. It's okay for hip hop and change because they are hip hop niggas. Although The Weeknd sing, don't get it twisted.
But you
He's
gotta
hip-hop.
figure OT. To get back to OT7 quantity, you gotta figure how that shit is gonna look on merch. That's what I be thinking. Brandon is merch too,
Yeah.
and there's so many different ways you can brand
Flip the
OT7
OT7.
more than
Kwani?
just quantity.
You don't think so? You think
I
so?
mean, you never know until you.
I like Kwani. I think Kwani is it.
If somebody had clothes, just Kwani.
Kwani is it. The whole state of Quan. Remember when your state of Quan is when I'm feeling good?
Yeah.
You can flip it that way. Kwani, yo, pay me. Call me. Yo, BagFuel, tell them how they can find you, Spade-O.
The real Spade-O everywhere. DAREALSPADEO, man, everywhere.
He took your marketing class, Ghost. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? He
Everywhere. No underscores, no none of that
He
crap.
tells
See, there you
everybody,
go.
keep your shit consistent. PQ Chanel. Shout out to PQ Chanel. Shout out to PQ Chanel. Yo, BagFuel, like, subscribe, super thanks. Philly, we in the building. We got more Philly people. Mike Knox called me while we sitting here with Spade-O.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Every time we
Dinero's
doing
coming
something-
next week.
Hey,
We
man,
heavy
listen,
in Philly.
and anybody y'all, you know, you might want to reach out, you can't reach, you know what I mean? You can
Oh,
always
We
touch me
gonna
and
call
I'll
the mayor right now.
You know what I mean?
I got the key to the city right
connect some
now.
dots, you know what I mean? For y'all,
Yeah.
well, Knox too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my guy right there forever, man. Him go back
Word, that's my
Forever.
guy. That's
Yeah.
his guy's my guy too.
one of the sturdiest, man.
But I thank you for making the drive up, my dude. And he was on time.
Yeah.
Take a lesson.
Professionalism.
thing.
Professionalism.
A lot of the Philly dudes is on time, except for one.
Ooh. Mike was on time.
Yeah, except for one.
Who Dutch was late?
No, Dutch was. He ain't even show up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yo, Ines, where you at?
Look at this way.
Come
You
on,
ain't
Nash.
seen- yo, you-
Come on, Nash. Come on, Nash. You got rep for the vets. Come on, Nash.
Ness.
But all y'all came on time. Every single
When
one of
they
y'all.
come, Ness, they come on
on, Ness.
time.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to y'all. Boom. We out of here.